All right, guys. I figured I'd do this video. Just like anybody's Danchee out there, everybody's like, "Hey, what tires are those? What links are those? What is this? What is that? What is this? What is that?" All right, so I just figured I would just throw it on here, and that way I can explain it, and maybe just refer people to watch the YouTube video, anyways, if they're interested in doing what I've done or not, whatever. But just like with all RCs, this guy started out as a stock Danchee, bought it brand new and everything, and then I'm like, oh hey, I want to fix this, I want to change this, I want to make this better, I want to make that better, and everything. So, and this is where I'm at now. All right, so got rid of the original operating system. Now I'm operating with the Fly Sky. I just got tired. I got about 13, 14 crawlers, 10 scale crawlers, and I want them all on one transmitter. I hate having to dig through transmitters trying to find the right transmitter for the right rig and everything. So, Fly Sky system it is. There's a guy on Craig. I can't remember his last name, but Craig on the Fly Sky page. I ultimately selected the GP7 after talking with him a long time ago, and that guy's a wizard with stuff, so I definitely need to give him some credit. But so Fly Sky radio, and I got some. I also have 3D printers, so with that being said, I printed some knob extensions. So I got a knob extension there, knob extension there, both of which I use for the Danchee. This is my rear steer, and then this is my mixing control. Got the other video to explain those, but and essentially independent rear wheel control. So don't even know where to start. Let's just start from the ground up. Proline Hyrax XL tires. I've cut about half of the foam out of these guys, so they are super, super squishy and super, super grippy. I don't really suggest taking all the foam out. I tried it, but you got no sidewall. They got excellent grip, but no sidewall. So you start doing some side hilling, and it'll screw you. It will, and it's really hard to turn especially turn very sharply. 2.2 bead locks. They're metal. I don't necessarily suggest these rims. I got them from a buddy used. I think I only paid like 20 bucks for them. I think they're $60 to $80 rims. But as you can see on the inside of this guy, you can see that little piece of brass in there. I had to put brass wheel extensions because these are positively offset wheels. So when you don't have a wheel spacer, they are sucked in way tight. And I just wanted to go back to the stock wheelbase. So essentially, I think they are 15 millimeter hub extensions. But the links, okay, these are round links. I just ordered a kit. You can actually see on this one, it shows the length of them. Pretty sweet because I actually bought 2 of these kits, so I had multiples of each length. But then just kind of started playing around. So the steering, obviously that's got rid of all the plastic stuff, and that's the direction I went with this. I have not yet. I've had this Danchee for let me see, about a year, maybe 2 years or so. But I have not yet broken axle cup or anything. I know people are talking about breaking them all the time. I'm pretty rough with this rig. It's a competition rig, and I have yet to break them. But I'm also not just going full speed and bouncing off of stuff either. So 80 millimeter shocks, internal springs. I actually do want to get some stiffer springs for them. Currently, I am running the gold ones, and the gold ones are still just not quite as tough as I want. I'm an Amsoil dealer, so they have Amsoil fork oil in them, and it is the heavy stuff. Digital servos, they are 25 kilogram. If I was to do that again, I'd probably get 35s, but they work. They're not terrible. So the links here, all right. A lot of people ask about these links because they just, I don't know, kind of look sweet or something, but kind of wanted the red and black theme, right? So these links are axial links. Now these links do not work. Okay, I have made them work, but stock they don't work, and the reason is because of the geometry. And I haven't even changed out all the bolts yet, and I took the belly pan off just so I can kind of show this. But so I did the tummy tuck on here, right? So I cut this off. This is my dual 1080 ESCs, hobby wings. But anyways, these links normally mount down lower on the belly pan and everything, and the geometry just doesn't work with them mounted to the stock location because of that bend. You can see looking straight on, you know, this bend right here, that's why they don't work. So when you mount them back in the original position, they just bind up right away, and then you lose articulation. So that's the reason why I had to go that route. And what I did with relocating them is, you can just see here that I just got a piece of plastic that I kind of formed. It's a piece of nylon actually that I formed, bolted it straight across using those same little hubs there. And you can see I've got some bolts that I need to cut off or replace with some shorter ones, but part of that is because my skid plate kind of clips onto those ones and then stabs onto the front, and I don't even know where my skid plate is because I took it off for the other video and haven't been able to find it yet. So kind of brings me to the next thing that I did, obviously, tummy tuck, right? So got rid of that belly drag, that little diamond shape piece there, cut it straight off. That's where the speed control normally is, speed control RX combo. So my receiver, instead of everything being down here, is actually mounted in that little section in there. And sorry, I can't get any light in there to see it, but this is a 7-channel receiver, FlySky receiver, and it's double stuck. You can actually see the back side of the double stuck right there, but that is where the receiver is, right underneath the hood there. So the dual hobby wing ESCs, all the wires run up into there, run down to the motors, of course, but then I also got the 2 individual switches for them. And that brings me to the next point. Electronics. Okay, so the battery, I don't run the stock battery. This is Ovonics Car 50C discharge rate, and it's a 6200 milliamp 7.4 volt or 2-cell battery. I can run a 3-cell in this thing, and it's awesome, but it's really just too fast for the competition crawls and stuff that I do. Fun running around, yeah, I'll slap a 3-cell in there. It's no big deal. And what I do is I just unstick these guys right here, and then unlatch the battery. I go back, up, and then it comes right out the windshield. So it's kind of sweet. The 3-cell is a little bit more tricky just because it's thicker. It doesn't fit in there as well. But it is, and I'll typically say this too. I typically just leave this battery in here, and then I just charge it, you know, through the windows. And then last point here is the body, and I hope I didn't miss anything else. But the body, that is a 3D printed body. I actually modeled it. It's available for sale on Colts 3D, but I called it the rocker body. So it's got this little bit of embossing here. It's 5 pieces. You got these lower brackets, and they bolt by 3 bolts up into the side brackets, and then the side brackets bolt to the middle bracket. Your stock body locations, the body, like what is that, kicker bars or whatever that you want to call them, but it has the body posts on it. They bolt into these screw holes, so you basically just take those off, and then you drop this body on and bolt them in. So 4 bolts and the whole body comes off, but I never take the body off. I just leave it on there, and you know, I charge the battery that's in there, so that battery just kind of lives in there. But you know, like I said, I do swap it out from time to time if I just want to play around with the 3-cell. But aside from that, as far as cleaning up wires, I did use a little bit of split loom, and that split loom helps hide some of the wires and keep them from dangling around where they don't need to be. But yeah, that's it, man. You know, flex here, I'll show you a little bit of flex. Whoop. Okay, I measured it before. I can't remember exactly what it is, but it's somewhere in that neighborhood of like 75, 80 degrees flex. I can't remember exactly what it had stock. I didn't measure it, didn't even care. But I mean, the biggest thing is like, flex is great, but you need to have that shock power to push these wheels down onto objects when you're flexing. So if it's like a really floppy flex, not the best. And that's exactly why I was saying the only thing that I feel that I really need to do is to replace those springs in there and get some stiffer springs, so that way it doesn't do that. The shocks will actually hold it in place. So, but yeah, kind of creeper. 80 millimeter shocks, keeps that droop low. Thing climbs like a demon, man. I'll tell you what, it's awesome. This is the other kind of cool feature to it too, is because of that low CG, it stands up on its wheels. So yeah, she's a good rig. Love her. one of the cheapest rigs I got, and man, she's fantastic. One of my absolute go-to rigs anytime I go crawling. So thanks guys for watching the video. Appreciate it. Got any questions, give me a holler.